All right, well, I'm going to show you all how I skin out a beaver tail. So this just happens to be a hide here. The customer wanted the tail left on, and it's going to be a wall hanger, so we don't need the bottom of it on this particular one. It's not going to be a mounted one where you would, if there's a mounted one, you would split down the middle here. You would go that way, this way, and you would fold it open like an envelope. So that's how the taxidermy ones would be. This one here, like I said, it's a wall hanger. We're just going to split it open. We're going to just fillet it out here like a little fishy. So we're just going to go right on along here. I got a razor here. It's number 22. You can use a 24. You can use whatever style you want. Just kind of keep it in there, you know, in between the layers. You're gonna come out on it. If you're trying to save the top layer, try to come out on the bottom. I know I'm not like trying to say I'm an expert at skinning these things out. I try my best. Most of the time I do pretty good. Some of the time, you know, you can't be perfect every time, but we're gonna, you know, we're gonna do our best. So down in there. So we're gonna come around this side. And am I still in the picture? And I am. So yeah, that's a thing there when I'm recording these videos. Normally I'm the one doing it, so I don't really have help where somebody can be behind the camera and say, "Hey, dummy, you're out of the picture. Move over a little bit." Things like that. So let's see here, get on down there, and we just work our way around down there at the end. Come on out. Okay. So a lot of people, they might not know this. There is a bone here in the center of the beaver tail, and it's just a round bone. It's just like any other animal, coyotes, fox, anything else, you know, that has tail. It's a round bone. It's kind of funny because as big as these beavers' tails are, as flat as they are, and all, you'd think that it almost looked like a pair of ribs going down through here, but it's not. It's just it's just a round bone. So, and we'll get up in here like this, and I'm gonna, on this particular one here, I'm gonna go up and over the top of the bone here on this first one. So we're gonna leave the bone attached to that piece there, and we're just gonna work our way in here towards the center. Once you start getting towards that tailbone, there are lots and lots of tendons all along that bone because the beaver, the tail is very strong. Even though there's really not a lot of what you can see as muscle, it's mostly gristle in there. It is very strong with all these tendons and things. It does a very good job helping it swim. So, but we trying to get through all that here. See here, now you can't see a ton. Kind of open it up. Kind of trying to stay high. Hope this camera's not coming in and out of focus like it does. Here's an iPad, and it just, some days I think, wow, that thing's working out really good. Other days it's like, why do I bother? Why do I bother? All right, so we're getting closer to the end here. Sorry, I'm trying to put everything in the picture and work at the same time here. Let's see. It can be really, really hard once you get down in here in this thin area because it's almost just like 2 layers of skin that you got to split. It's almost not even like it's got anything in there. All right, now what we're gonna do, we'll hold on to this here and pull it nice and gentle. we should be able to go ahead and finish this thing off. There we go. Okay, here's the bottom half. And a lot of times, so on the bottom half, sometimes people can't tell these apart. On the bottom, it's a medallion shape. You can't really see it too much right now, but let me see here. I'll get the knife point out. So you can see how it goes down like this and down like this. I don't know if you guys can see on the camera or not. There's actually, it looks like a point. It almost looks like a knife point that comes down like this and that's your bottom of the tail. And that's how that works out. And then the top of the tail, when you get it, it's just flat the end. So it doesn't have that kind of medallion shape to it. So I'm gonna get our beef skinner. We're just gonna kind of work it up underneath here a little bit. Get it up there against the bone. Sorry, it's kind of difficult. Try to stay out of the lens and all, but all right, give it a shot here. All right, and then once we get up underneath there enough, we'll be able to start filleting. There we go. Okay, we got a little. We're under. Okay. Now there is a major scar on top of this tail. Now when I'm going through here, I'm actually forcing the knife up like this. I'm holding it and I'm lifting up a little bit like that as I'm working through, and I'm standing right up against that bone. So that's why you'll see the tail kind of lifting a little bit. It's not a whole lot of room between that bone and that tail, so we just need to work it nice and gentle. Get it off of there. There we go. Okay. So it looks flat right now, but I promise we cut this fat little layer off, cut this little fat layer off. It's a completely round bone. So now we got this. You can see where that scar was right here from the top side. There it is there. So now we have this. So I'm just going to finish taking it down a little more. I've never thought about using an electric knife till just now. I wonder how that would work. Let me know if y'all ever used an electric knife to take off beaver tail fat before. Might be something to try. Just work your way along, nice and easy. Keep it right down to it. There we go. There it is. Nice and cleaned up now. So yeah, it's got a little tenon right here hanging out here in the middle. That's fine. All that stuff. Once it gets dry tanned and gets the tanning oil on it and goes through the machines and all that junk and whatever, if there's any little tendons or any little pieces left hanging around on here, we'll be able to go back in there and we'll be able to just clean them up real easy. You know, we'll be able to peel them, probably peel them right off of there by hand and stuff. So not super worried about a few little pieces being left on there. So let me show you the other half real quick. We'll go ahead and fillet it off as well. Knife's starting to get a little dull, so hang in there. Try to work this thing up. Kind of hang on to this end. It's like a crappie. Look at that. Just take that knife right through there. So it's getting a little dull on me. That's where the thick stuff is, right there on the end. There it is. Come back in here. Clean. Back in here. Clean. There we go. Look at that. You render all that down. You can make your tail oil and everything for trapping. Put that in a jar. Set it out in the sun. You have a black layer of oil on top of all your solids. You can skim that off, use it. And I'm not a lure maker or anything, but I have tried it before just to see how it all works and everything, because I just get curious about stuff like that. And, I don't predator trap anymore or use any of this kind of stuff really. It's I wouldn't mind making some tail oil, but I want to make sure I was doing it in the right way that consumers would want it to be before I just went ahead and made a whole barrel of it or something like that. So, all right, there we go. We got it all cleaned off down to that. And then, like I said, it can go through the tanning process if it needs to. You know, later on we can clean it up a little bit more and stuff. So we'll go from there. So there you go.